because it seems like the New York Post thinks that it's not enough of a story to just report on the tragic death of a road rage incident involving the death of a 6-year-old child. Everything that you do, everything that you stand for, if you are a gun owner, the left-leaning media will try to portray you as the devil. If you own guns because you want to protect yourself against any various hate crimes that you may have experienced, you're a terrible person. How dare you? If you own guns because you don't want to be subjected to a government that wishes to control you, how dare you? If you just like shooting at the range, how dare you, you crazed gun nut? Don't you understand that you are personally responsible for all the terrible things that happen in this world? Well, let's watch this video here and show how they are just blatantly trying to make it always about something political and push an agenda whenever they see it fit. Here he is, at the range. He's a terrible piece of shit person, but a gun nut reportedly showed off his love for firearms in California. And they're arresting him in relation to the 6-year-old's death. There he is, there's his girlfriend. Because apparently the idea of someone committing some heinous act wasn't enough. That didn't sell enough for them. They had to find a way to make this about him being a gun nut. Now, what really makes someone a gun nut? If you own more than 10 rounds to fill your California legal 10-round magazine, does that mean that you have a stockpile of ammunition? If you own a few different firearms for a variety of purposes that aren't hunting, maybe hunting tyrants, but if they're not for hunting deer, does that mean that you are a psycho killer? If you own a handgun that's perfectly capable for being used for concealed carry, are you an unhinged murderer who's just waiting to go off Wild West pimp style? I don't know, you tell me, because it seems like the New York Post thinks that it's not enough of a story to just report on the tragic death of a road rage incident involving the death of a 6-year-old child. Apparently, they need to make it about the gun nuts. They need to make this about gun control. It seems at every possible instance that they can, they are always going to try to demonize you. You as a gun owner are unfortunately under constant attack. And it's because of this that we have things like the San Jose mayor trying to push more gun control, which is really what we're going to be talking about today. So I wanted to show you an article and kind of break down what's going on in San Jose, because in this ever-evolving era of modern gun control, it seems like politicians in general are just going the route of throw everything at the wall to see what sticks. And the San Jose mayor is going especially hard and throwing some of the stinkiest bullcrap at the wall, hoping that some of it will stick. I don't think it will. One of the big things that he's pushing for is essentially a tax on gun ownership. I know, right? Something that we are fighting currently with AB 1223. By the time this video goes live, you will have about 12 to 15 hours to contact your California State Assembly member and tell them to not vote yes and vote no on AB 1223, which will be voted on 6/10. Now, this tax would require that you either pay a fee up front to the city, or you get firearms insurance. So gun ownership insurance, something like, I don't know, maybe like USCCA. I'm not really sure on the specifics because they haven't really hashed out all those details yet. But here's the deal. You have two options. You either pay the state a bunch of money or acquire some sort of insurance. Similar to like when you're buying a car and you want to show proof of insurance, you can either pay the DMV, I think like $60,000 or something like that, or you get an insurance plan. The problem is that no insurance plan will actually cover any sort of event like intentional violence. So if I have, as a gun owner, my gun insurance, and then I go out and do something absolutely terrible and just do violence, I am not going to be covered, and the insurance would not be held liable for paying for that plan. The purpose of them taking these fees on exercising a right is solely for them to burden you even harder. This article then goes on to talk about how in many areas, people of color or in predominantly black zip codes, many people are required to pay higher insurance premiums. So in the county where already in San Jose, so within Santa Clara County, if you wanted to get a concealed carry permit, they would require that you either give the sheriff a large fee of, maybe like $40,000, maybe a ton of iPads, maybe schmooze them up a little bit, donate to Sheriff Lori Smith's campaign fund. Those are the kind of people that get CCW permits in Santa Clara County, meaning that you basically have two options as a gun owner. You either break the law or you be rich. Who do we think these laws are going to affect the most? Probably not rich people, probably not people that aren't very likely to experience any sort of violence in their life. It's probably more likely to affect the average working person, people that are maybe poor, live in less safe environments. Those are the people that they are going to hurt by doing this, because they will not be able to either not be able to afford it, or B, they'll get caught for not paying it. So do they get caught without the gun, or do they get caught with the gun? That's kind of the choice that they're forcing them to make. Every single step of the way, they are going to look to demonize who you are, because you want to, you want to protect yourself. Because you're a bad person if you want the ability to keep and bear your arms. This whole thing is just ridiculous. The fact that they acknowledge many times that these kinds of laws won't directly impact crime, but that it will reduce the burden that taxpayers have to pay, but then ignore the fact that they're increasing the burden on the people that are already not responsible for the crime to begin with. So, what's the goal here? Well, the goal is to make it so that you, as an average person, are either unable to actually defend yourself, or unable to afford to legally defend yourself, meaning that you choose to not defend yourself. These laws are ridiculous. They've already been proven to be unconstitutional. You can't tax a right, especially in these pay-to-play schemes. So will this actually pass? I don't know. But the mayor is going to use this as a way to further their ability to actually get elected. If you live in San Jose, stop fucking voting for this dick breath. If you live in Santa Clara County, stop fucking voting for Sheriff Lori Smith. She's an absolute piece of human dog shit. Let me know what y'all think down below. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.